What's up, creators? This is Master Lim, and we want to say another welcome back to another episode of the Creators Show. Hey, Sarah,
you were okay.
Can we try that one more just so she fits in?
Okay, let's go. We're gonna do
welcome
this
to
again,
the.
Okay, you ready?
Creators
welcome to the
Creators Show.
Yeah, there we go. There's a rehearsed individual. There we go. What's up, everybody? We got another, I'm going to say another exciting podcast lined up because we've got Crazy Sarah on the show again, so we don't know how this is going to roll out. Firstly, on the right corner, we've got Master Sri Akarshana joining us here today. We got Brother Josh in the house with us.
Hey, creators.
And
Josh.
That's a new title.
The one with the hairline.
Huh? Yeah, I need to get another trim.
Herline Josh. Yeah. And we've got Catwoman Crazy Sarah from last time. Yeah?
I love how you dub me crazy. Peace, guys.
But that's good.
I'm not that crazy.
No, but that's a good
crazy.
thing, though, right?
In a good way.
Yeah, you don't want to be normal.
No. Who wants to be normal?
No, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Crazy
how's
is
things?
cool.
What's going on?
Crazy stuff.
This is so funny. I already know how this will pan out.
Right.
We have, I think we positioned ourselves wrong.
Yeah.
We've got two introverts sat on this
on one side,
two extroverts sat on that
Listen,
side. What
what
the show will end up will be two cameras just pointing this way. Us two just like audience.
We can turn off all of the cameras that are facing
I'll
this
just
side right
activate
now.
my throat chakra a bit. Try to get it tuned in.
Yeah, there we go. So, what's new? What's happening with everybody? Fill us up.
I am currently looking into the ancient worlds.
Is this a joke or you're really doing this?
I like how you can. I like how you. If you ask anybody else, kind of just say doing the job. You know,
doing the job. Yeah, like, that's real life. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
People said I had a funny laugh, but that.
I don't even know why I'm laughing, but yes, continue. Right?
Looking into the ancient world.
Yeah. Are you actually, or is that piss taken? Are you really actually doing that?
Yes.
Right. And how's
So
that going?
in July for my birthday, I booked a trip to Turkey. I was in Istanbul, and then from there I took a flight to an ancient city, and from there I did a journey through the Fertile Crescent of Mesopotamia in the Middle East, Southeast Turkey.
Just like you do.
Just like you do, right?
And
Yeah.
I went to the oldest temple in the world,
Okay.
Göbekli Tepe. Are you aware of it? So they believe where I was is known as the cradle of civilization, and it's where agriculture first began.
Where was this? What country?
Turkey.
In Turkey,
okay.
Southeast Turkey to be
Okay.
specific. And it's just so interesting, so fascinating, like the things that I've seen, the historic sites, the parts of culture, even the food. There's so much that's untapped and unknown to most of the modern world. And
So is that why you went to Turkey?
No, that's
I
not
went,
why I went.
I went to look at historic
I just come back
sites.
from
just
Turkey.
come
I just
back,
come
like,
back
literally.
from Turkey yesterday.
did?
Yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh,
yesterday.
wow.
I went to Antalya.
Oh wow, what was it
Antalya.
like?
It was really nice. It was so good.
Master
Yeah, honestly,
Lim was
guys,
on
you
silent
guys are
retreat.
good to go. You're dismissed, guys. No, it was really, really good. Really good. And I've been to Istanbul as well, but I never explored it and done ancient stuff like you.
Did you go to the Topkapi
Nope.
Palace in
Nope.
Istanbul?
Nope. Nope.
The
Nope.
palace?
Nope.
Really?
Where did you
No,
go, Lim?
No, I really didn't go for. I really didn't do many things. No, not at all. Not at all.
You know
in
this.
Turkey?
You know when people say that there's something wrong,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There's something going on.
Something
There's a
suspicious.
secret. There's a
So what did you
there's
do
a
in
deep
Turkey?
secret
I'll
that's
tell you later.
obviously it's
Tell me
related.
later.
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Obviously,
Is it that
it's
top secret?
Yeah, it's a top secret. Yeah.
obviously it's related.
I go to Turkey
Obviously
for all
it's-
my top
it's a-
secrets.
Did you go to meet a girl there?
Yes,
Well,
of
yes.
course it
Online.
is.
Yes, and something
Was
else.
it like catfish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catfish.
He just said
Do you
yes
know
to-
what that means?
Well, no, I know what it means, but it wasn't
He
like
just
that.
wants to stop the story. He just wants to stop it.
I just want to stop talking about Turkey now.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't mind a turkey sandwich.
Well, okay, can we stop talking about
Okay,
Turkey now? So, I'm not really interested in the ancient stuff either, but you had some better things last time,
Thanks.
right?
Yes, a bit like
Like-
all he wants is a pint of ayahuasca.
Kind of ayahuasca.
Like, whenever you
What?
said about ancient things, I was like, okay, I need to hold a straight face and just laugh.
Let me get back
but-
to the modern world. I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
Josh, how are
discovered
you today?
that-
Yeah, so-
So, just chilling.
You know what? This is something that I've been asking for. Every time we do this show, they put me on with introverts who don't speak. So I'm sitting there going,
We speak a bit.
we speak a bit. That's what they do, right? I have to start all the
Why don't you
conversations.
poke them and
right?
hopefully something will come out.
I have to start all the conversations, and basically what I'm saying is I don't need to think whenever
Tickle
you're on the
them.
show. Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Hey! See? I don't even touch you. Like,
I'm
spiritually
kind of
tickle.
glad that I'm an introvert now.
Do you know, this show
Oh, he's
is
next to
this,
me.
this
Look,
show,
look.
this show is going so weird. I don't even know if it should be aired right now. That's how weird it is.
I don't think introverts will ever understand extroverts.
No?
I don't think so.
But
Why?
hey,
Well,
Sarah.
I think like you kind of like, but you have introvert times, don't you?
Yes, I
Yeah,
But
like.
that's
you
what
have
I meant
times
to
where
say,
you want to
yeah.
be silent by yourself. I mean, Lim
Yes.
has those. I mean,
No,
every day he
I
has
do.
at least 10 seconds of
Like
silence.
I do at least.
Seriously, like,
Sometimes,
Maximum.
like
Maximum.
if I'm with somebody, if I'm with them for too long, I literally lock myself in the ladies and tell them that I'm doing my eyebrows, and it's like my time.
Oh, wow.
And
that's
it's
what
like-
Lim does.
Yeah.
He locks himself in the ladies doing
Yeah,
his eyes.
and
I'm
to
just
tell
like-
it's my time.
Just like, because sometimes I like to lie in bed and look up in the ceiling and think about life and the world and people and why we are the way we
How
are.
long? Can
But
I ask?
hold on.
How long does that introvert self last? No,
It's
I'm
a long
asking
time.
because
it actually is.
because for him it usually.
No,
is 10
actually, can I
seconds,
just say
15
something?
seconds.
Hold on a second. A lot
Yeah.
of people don't realize this about us, and I think you can back me up here. I think
No,
I
no,
feel
no,
the
no.
vibe.
He
We
does.
actually
Sorry,
do have-
sorry.
Hold on.
My mistake. He does 7 hours of it every day
Sleeping.
when he's sleeping. I don't think people realize this.
Listen, we do have those times whenever it's just like, right, I need a bit of chill. I've just came back. I was in Turkey for 10 days by myself on a silent retreat.
Me too. Not on
No, you
silent
weren't
retreat.
in a silent
No,
retreat.
Can
No,
you-
I wasn't really on a silent
Can you
retreat.
tell people why?
Well,
If you had a choice,
if I had a choice, yeah. Can you tell? Why do you think I went to Turkey?
Did you go for work?
What? Yeah, I went for work. Yeah. No. Okay. So in
he
America,
went for silent retreat.
I went for a silent retreat, right? But I was by myself. No, I got my teeth done in Turkey.
You did.
Can you
Yeah,
smile
I
to
got
the
my
camera,
teeth
please?
done.
Can you
Here we
smile
go.
to the
Okay,
camera?
which camera
Oh
am I
my
looking
God.
at? Yeah.
Excuse.
That is perfection.
There we
That
go.
is
Anyway,
perfection.
Good.
yeah, I just got them done. So I went to Turkey because we
Can I
go to
touch them?
Turkey. Yeah, you can touch them.
E.
Is this what extroverts do? I just
There you
touch
go.
people's teeth.
So how was that?
They
Yeah, I've never
feel
had anybody ask me, "Can I touch your teeth?"
real.
before. Real, yeah,
Yeah.
Really
yeah,
weird.
they are real. Well, they're not real,
I mean,
but
if
they're.
you got your boobs done, I would have said, "Can I touch?"
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Have
that,
you-
that was done last time.
That was
yeah.
last time. That was Istanbul. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Can you not tell?
Can I touch?
Yeah. Right, guys, this is getting this is like the weirdest podcast ever. Right, okay. Master Josh, do you have anything to talk about that's interesting?
I don't think I could compete with that. I'm not gonna lie.
I think we should close our eyes and meditate.
Really?
We do
that.
Om
We
chant
do
or
that.
something.
Really? No, but here,
I
seriously.
think after this episode, I'm gonna need to lock myself in the bathroom.
in the ladies, and do
So
your
funny.
eyebrows.
I think when I said, hey, I said, Sarah, yeah, just come over, stay for a few days. I didn't know what I was letting myself
Yeah,
into.
I know. And you know what? She's
Pandora's
by the way,
box. Yeah.
You're staying at Lim's house.
like kind of sitting there saying that Sarah's staying at ours, and now Master's probably looking at her going, "No, she's not. No, she's not." But I was actually going to say something there, and I forgot. These two have gone very quiet. I think we've made them really awkward.
No.
So, guys, tell me about your upbringing. Like,
Upbringing.
Does it show that we went through a lot of trauma?
We're just trying to get through it now.
I wonder, do they have a lot of similarities, and do we have a lot of similarities? I wonder, does upbringing?
No,
Well,
I
we
think
can
everyone's
see your
unique.
similarities.
Yeah, I know that,
and I'm
but-
sure you can see our similarities.
One big one.
So,
Do you know,
can I just say what happened?
Do you know, actually, I like even this character that
Yeah.
I mean, if you see that, hey, I'm speaking more than Josh. Actually, this was I built this machine. I know I built this machine. Actually, if I didn't build up for that, I actually wouldn't speak at all. I went through the whole of school not speaking, and it was just quite ironic because I'm a speaker.
So,
No.
so what does that mean for people like extroverts that keep talking? Was our
That's
machine
good.
automatically built?
That's good.
are you the middle child?
No.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah,
How
I've
many?
got
Okay,
two
we're gonna find the missing
two
link
sisters,
to
two brothers.
how do you
And
become
I'm
extrovert?
the second
Why?
youngest.
Okay, so did you always have to compete for attention?
Whoa, that's getting a bit deep.
No. I always.
That is what I'm talking about.
What?
This is detective.
No, listen. I
He's very good.
always was the center of attention
Why was that?
because
No,
I was the funny one. I was the
no,
loud one.
let me tell you something,
did you
Sarah.
want to be-
Sarah, you just literally like, seriously, that is my biggest aha moment since meeting him. Like, it's not that he was fighting for attention through childhood. It's that he is still on that journey of fighting for attention every single day.
Listen, the attention comes to me
What?
easy and frequently. Like I don't need to fight for nothing. People who know me, I'm the path of least. It just shows up.
Path of least
Everybody
resistance.
just wants a bit
No,
of limb.
no,
Like,
the
do
thing
you
is-
know what would happen, Sarah? Can
Yeah.
I just give an example? This is really cool. No, I'm not. This is, by the way,
Yeah.
this is not dissing you. You need to understand.
Of
I'm
course,
proud of
it's
you.
not. Not
No,
that
it's
this
not.
is
I'm proud
me
of
ever.
It's
you.
not
I'm
at
proud
all.
of you.
It's a-
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
proud of you. I'm proud of the way you've turned out.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Do you know what's
Wow.
really interesting, right? You can have, let's say, if three of us were talking about something that he's never heard of before. So we'll be like having a conversation, and a very deep conversation. We're really enjoying our conversation. And then he'll come in because he doesn't understand the topic. He'll come in and he'll break it apart and talk about something else. Like he doesn't allow anybody to talk about anything that he doesn't understand. It's very interesting.
Okay, so that's interesting. So what you do now
Yeah. Tell
is
You're getting
Let me-
coaching here.
This
Let
is
me
like
get my
therapy.
notes. Yes. Right.
Oh,
Okay.
wh-
Tell me.
okay. I had this conversation with a guy on the train coming here. When people usually ignore things that they can't understand because
Literally, he lives back in
Oh my
days.
god!
but
You're describing
you
limb.
may not do it consciously. Like you might be unconscious, but not in a bad way, not
Thank
for the
you.
wrong reasons.
In a
However,
cute way.
you
In
need
a cute way.
you need to you need
Yeah.
to address it to realize, like, especially if it becomes a pattern in unconscious ways. When you recognize the patterns,
Okay.
there's
So
a
what's the
reason
positive
why.
here? What's the good thing?
Skip to
Tell
the
me
good
the
point.
good thing about me. Yeah.
You've just been diagnosed.
It's not a bad thing. You just need to
Okay.
recognize
It's not a bad
it.
thing. You just need to change yourself.
Okay.
You just
Keep
need
going.
to recognize to understand why, and it usually derives from something that happened to you that made you do this as a way of coping, like a coping mechanism.
Wow. I have a lot of
Sarah,
rethinking
Sarah,
to
do you know your upbringing? Were you always extrovert or?
No, so I was a very good girl at school. You know, was focused, wanted to get good work done, was very creative, and used to write poetry.
Are you saying extroverts aren't good girls and good?
No. I mean, I was very quiet, and
It was quiet, yeah.
listened
Oh.
to, like, I was just like,
And then what happened?
I was taken to visit my grandparents for 16 months in Bangladesh when I was 13, and I didn't know what to do. Like, I read the same Harry Potter book 5 times. I was writing poetry. I was painting. I was revising my subject books 7, 8, 9 times, the same books. I was creating lesson plans for myself. I
And
was
this turned you extrovert.
like, nobody understood me. I felt like an alien because I couldn't speak the language properly, so sometimes I'd get making fun of. And then I was
What language? English.
Bengali.
Oh.
I was in Bangladesh
Oh.
visiting my
Oh.
grandparents, and everybody, like, all the guys wanted to marry me, and I was like 13, for God's sake, and I
Oh,
had
wow.
to have people, like, I had to hide my face, and people had to, like, guard me. I had, like, where I was living, I had butlers and what's the right word for this? Maids. And I, you know, I was a tomboy before going there, and then all of a sudden I had to change the way I dressed, and had to, you know, like, there were so many things that I had to cope with that I didn't expect, and it was a shock for me, and I didn't fit
And
in.
that shocked you into an extrovert.
What happened was I just didn't have many people to speak to. For 16 months, like, I felt like I was in a bit of a prison sometimes.
And
Sometimes
then the next 16 years, you make up for it.
So what happened? What I noticed, what happened was when I got back, I had so many stories and experiences, and I needed to speak about them. I needed to get them out. So all my friends, like I'd be in the back of science class and everybody would be listening to my stories. I won't pay attention. I did pass, by the way. But but they always wanted to hear about my stories, and my experiences and my adventures. So I'd tell them. And I was, such an extrovert. I was excited and happy about life. Also on that trip and the trip before, I nearly died. I nearly lost my life. A doctor.
How many? Can I ask this
Yeah,
question?
that's
How many times have you nearly died?
We've heard
Because I mean, Lara Croft is a tough life, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dancing with danger.
Mm-hmm.
I've danced with danger many times.
So how many times would you say you nearly died?
A few times.
A few times.
The most memorable was the ayahuasca, because that was most recent.
So does your family think you're crazy, like, for doing all this stuff and all? Are you deemed as the crazy one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short answer.
Yeah.
It was really hard for them to understand what I do. I mean, my mum still can't quite grasp the idea of adventure.
Okay.
She gives me a blank stare when I tell her where I just got back from, what I've done. But she does love the story. She specifically loves stories of, meeting old women or men and people who are like a parental figure to me.
Oh.
She likes those stories, but she doesn't want to show them. She doesn't want to show that she likes it.
Have you told her about the ayahuasca?
She doesn't
I was gonna say that
how
one.
to understand that.
I think you didn't understand.
She doesn't know how to understand
Oh,
it.
right.
She
I
won't
thought
be
you
able
said
to
you didn't
begin
understand
to
his Brummy.
comprehend
I
what
thought you
that
said you
means.
didn't understand his Brummy accent.
The
No,
Brummy accent has got better. The
No,
Brummy
no.
accent's got better.
I understand all
No, but I think
accents.
it's like that, right? It gets to a
Yeah.
point where when people don't understand you and they don't understand you, just give up, right? It's like, what's the point in saying anything anymore, right? Or do you still try to explain?
I still try to explain
But why?
sometimes.
Do you not find it just difficult, wasting time? No.
Sometimes the things that I do know, she just won't get no matter how much I try. Sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do, and I still get the same blank stares, and it's fine.
But you keep
I
trying.
just need to get it out there.
Maybe
like,
that's the difference
Wow.
Hey!
between an introvert and an extrovert.
Yeah.
Wow.
We just the intro will just stop and just watch.
The extrovert keeps going.
Okay, that's fine.
So then, what happened over here then? Like, what, like, I really wonder what it is that like makes people be the way people are. The study of people is actually really
I'm an
interesting.
anthropologist, so yeah, I love
What's
studying.
apologist?
I think
The
generally
studying of
speaking,
human beings.
yeah,
You
I think
study humans?
generally
Ah.
speaking, introverts are more intelligent, and they're like more exciting, more dynamic.
You're just picking up introverts
Yeah.
here.
Hold on. More exciting.
No, because if you look at, for example, Richard Branson is an introvert. Elon Musk is an introvert. Very awkward socializing. Actually, most are very introvert. Bill Gates is introvert. Warren Buffett is introvert. All these top people are actually introverts. So if you actually put the chart together, you actually start seeing there's a direct correlation between introvert and success and brilliance.
What chart is this?
Eric,
'Cause
what
I
are
like
we
this
trying
chart.
to say? Like, there's like a silence in this silence, and it's like
Come on, give me. Name one extrovert that is very successful.
there are so many.
You're sitting
so many.
beside two right now. My God.
Okay, so
Wait.
So
Thinking time.
yeah. Listen, we don't need to justify ourselves.
I mean, there are people
No.
on the
And let me tell you why.
Yeah.
This is backed by science. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna back it for you right now.
I'll back it. I got a degree in physics.
Degree in physics. Okay. Right, listen to this a second. Right.
Right.
Think about it. I mean, I'm not sure you're like that, because I think after this weekend I'll be able to tell you. But I know he's like this, right?
But what am I like? Go on, tell me here.
This-
Get my notebook out. Hold on.
For him,
Yeah.
this is faster than this.
Yes. Absolutely.
A lot of the times when he says things, he knows, like, he already knows the answer, but he will just say it. It just comes out. Then he's like, oh, sorry, no, I didn't mean that, right? So you see, this comes faster than this. Everything's processing so fast. It's verbalizing everything, right? It's coming out. And actually, if you really look at it, and this is what we talk about a lot, I'm saying when the mind is calm, our consciousness heightens.
yeah.
It's natural because your sensitivity heightens. It's just like if we calm the mind, you hear more in this room. This is consciousness. So actually, it's very hard. I'm not saying actually, the before was a joke saying introvert success, extrovert success. But actually, when I look at it, because I have a choice, actually I can be extrovert. in fact, for a few years of my life, I was extrovert because, like I said, I built a machine. That's why, actually, if you want me to dominate this whole conversation, this whole chat show, I could do the whole thing like that. I could dominate, and I could talk all the way through. And that's how also I can speak for 3 days and 5 days, right? But what I did, having the extrovert experience for a few years, I pushed myself to do that because I was sick of not speaking all my life, right? But that was because I was afraid back then. Like I was afraid that people would laugh at me. It's humiliation in school, things like that, getting the answer wrong, kids laughing, all that programming. So that's why in school it was very quiet. But then I said, you know what? I need to train communication up. Then I trained communication up to become an extrovert, all the time, big parties and the loudest person at every party. I was that guy, right? For a few years of my life. Then I have choice. I can switch. Because actually I don't need to speak. I have no need. I have no feeling of a need to speak. And at the same time, I can't speak if I want to. But through having choice, now looking at it, I'm like, wait there a second. So which one? I always feel that when my mind is calm, when there's less noise around. That's why actually when he speaks no, I'm not. This is not dissing. You. No, I'm not because because
you tell me.
No. But seriously, because you've got and also Sarah as well. That's why she's so successful at what she does, right? Because you can't say I don't speak. I'm not funny. I'm not loud and whatever to be a presenter or someone who's somebody who catches people's attention or engages people, right? So that there's talent there, there's skill there that you guys have. But what I'm saying is, after that part, now I have choice. What I realize is sometimes even like in the office, Angela will know, is that I say, if Lim is sat there, then sit me somewhere else. And it's not because he's a brilliant guy. He's an amazing guy.
So
and not only that,
what's been happening all
Sounds like a breakup. He's an amazing guy.
No, he's an amazing guy. And at the same time as well, the creator circle, a lot of people love him because there's personality there, right? But what I'm saying is because
hi guys.
no,
Where's my friends? I love you all.
no, because so we definitely need that dynamic, right? Within the team, you need it. You can't have 4 introverts on the show. The show would be nothing then, right? But then, and the reason for saying, hey, actually keep me away, or I don't know if you realize we never sit in the same car anymore, but actually. The truth is actually out.
Listen,
but
actually,
I did give Angela the command. I said, if Lim is in one car, just organize me in a different car, right? Not because I don't like you. I really like you. I think you're amazing.
Oh my god, this is.
But it's because actually when it's going on, right? I find my mind gets consumed. Then suddenly I don't have that consciousness anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in amongst the I'm in that now, right? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I've got so much power.
So
I'm taking this car.
So he a bit like he's like kryptonite to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like that.
A what?
Right?
A what?
What's that? About it.
Okay.
He won't have a conversation on this one because you'll change the topic very soon.
Boring. Okay, cool. Yes, keep going.
So it's like that. So I'm not saying good or bad, but personally, from being able to experience both, I feel that when my mind is calm, when I'm not speaking, and when I'm not even listening to everything around, everything that's happening around, I feel I have a lot more clarity. I feel I'm a lot more focused. I feel I'm a lot more productive.
I agree with you because when I have silence and that clarity, that's when I get my best thoughts and realizations and reflections of myself and life and of other people in the world. And that's when my best writing comes out. That it just floods out of me because it allows me to tap into my unconscious. I make sense of things in that silence, and it just, I let it out through words. I channel it creatively, and you're right. So I've learned to not let everything come out quickly all the time.
You should be my mentor.
No, but these shows,
Yeah.
it has to be. You have to.
Yeah,
it has to be.
sometimes you have to. You have to know where to.
It's yin and
where
yang.
to channel it. When to use it. And then, like today, I had a lot of energy, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it's just bursting out of me. And I was working on some stuff, and I was just like, right, I'm going to channel it creatively, and I'm going to focus on this. And there were so many things that I could do, an outlet, release it somehow in a very productive way. and a lot of it came out through my writing.
You have a very high level of consciousness.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think high level of consciousness, not even recognizing it as that consciousness, is because rechannelizing energy is a very powerful thing.
It's very important.
Very important.
And it creates the balance. It's knowing how to balance all those areas of your life.
What's that? Is that?
In fact, it's the transmutation of energy. So, in fact, one of these episodes we should talk about sexual transmutation.
Oh,
Yeah.
how did he know?
That's the good minds.
You're scaring me.
You lit up so much there. That's oh, how did you know?
We could maybe cut that bit out.
I'm so embarrassed.
Wow. Well, I
So-
think you need a feature in the next
You're
episode.
scaring me. Get out of my head. Get out of my
Oh,
head.
wow. I feel sorry for Josh. We've just been having these conversations, and I don't think he said one sentence.
Don't
yet.
worry, he'll be enjoying this right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
more than me.
I understand.
Right.
Be enjoying.
Get
Okay.
out of my head.
Yeah.
Get out of my
I'm not
head.
in
Get out of my
In
head.
fact, leave him alone.
Leave me alone.
Okay, get out of here. Don't talk to me. Don't touch me.
Not in my head. Not in your
Wow.
head. I'm joking.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, guys, unfortunately,
I
we
think
are
that's-
out of time for
Yeah,
today.
but I think it's
we-
been very nice, especially for introverts and extroverts, to actually watch this, because they'll get some different dynamics
There
and
we
get a
go.
better
Yeah.
understanding of
Yeah,
it. Because there's no right or wrong, I think that, it's just whatever you enjoy, whatever's good for you,
That's it. Well, we are out of time for today, but we definitely do have our topic for next time coming up. We definitely know what we're talking about. Featuring Sarah on the show.
How Sarah transmutes her sexual energy.
Holy.
After taking a pint of ayahuasca.
I don't know about that, guys.
Okay. So, firstly, just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's tuned in from home. Secondly, thank you to Master Shri Akarshana for
Namaste to all.
jumping in here. We got Josh on here. Thanks for just coming on the cast.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here. And Sarah, you're great fun. I really like you. I've only
I
met you
really
5
like you.
minutes ago, and you're
Thank
good
you.
fun. So you can come back on as many times as you want.
What about me, Lynn?
No, you're fine. You're a nice sofa ornament over there.
You know what? I'm eating the coffee master all the time.
Anyways, everybody watching at home, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to drop your comments, if you do have any, in the comment section below. Any questions that you have for these guys, be sure to do that as well. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Comment below and be sure to hit the subscribe button somewhere above or below this video. And we look forward to seeing you guys all on the next episode. But bye for now.
Namaste.